Dal Riata promised me revenge. They understand what happened here. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask. I am Sewal Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it. I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur wanted more. Arthur betrayed me. Yes, it is my legacy. The Jewel of the South, the safe haven of honorable men. I've been here for so long, it doesn't matter anymore. I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore and take on any danger that might arise in this new and unfamiliar land. Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him with my own body. I trusted him. But Arthur wanted more. Arthur longed to possess a power equal to that of our enemies. So Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could he achieve greatness. But Merlin needed volunteers. Trusted people to go first and make sure that his methods were effective. So we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me. Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure. They thought I was dead, but I heard everything. I know there were others after me. I know that the king didn't hesitate to do anything to achieve his goal. He experimented on all the knights abusing their oath. He told them it was for the greater good. Their lives, our lives, meant nothing to him. Then, he revealed what he really wanted to become. He tried to become one of them. Arthur doomed his people to eternal suffering. Their names forgotten. Their loyalty abused. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest of men, and this is the greatest possible betrayal. We cannot be helped, and we cannot be killed. The Dal Riata promised to burn down Kamelot, avenge the memory of all my brothers. Kamelot was built on betrayal. People have the right to live in truth. But when Kamelot falls, we will finally be free. Build a new world. Let the dead leave this one. Avenge us.
So, What do you think? So, look at it this way. Sewal, the founder of the famous stronghold in the south, Archer's legendary aide and his trusted friend, in reality, meant nothing to him. I mean, I feel bad for him when I think about it, you know? 600 years spent in a tomb, fully aware. But why does it matter? Perhaps it doesn't matter to you or me. There are people who will be shattered by it. It'll open their eyes and disprove everything they believed in until now. Allies are important for us, except this is the worst possible place to find them because everyone here loves tradition more than their own families. But now, it turns out that right under their noses, there's proof that everything they believe in is nothing more than a fairy tale. It's all fake. St. Arthur tortured not only his enemies, but also his most loyal friends. I mean, I couldn't come up with it if I tried. And I didn't even have to try, because it's all true. Now I'd say it looks like someone needs to die. And somehow, you unwittingly became the most important person in the region because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. Galahad needs to die, of course. That will solve some of our problems. We'll say he got himself into trouble, and then we'll sweep the entire matter under the rug. We'll be able to continue our talks with the tribes. By the time someone in Kamelot finally gets off their ass and comes to investigate what's happening here, it'll be too late. You could get rid of one eye. He trusts you. You're allowed to enter the temple. Sounds like perfect conditions to put a knife in his back to me. We'll be able to report a full success in reclaiming the south and whatnot. You might even get a medal. I doubt any of the tribes will be willing to talk to you afterwards, but Kamelot would be ecstatic. I doubt there is any other way that wouldn't result in a full-blown war between Kamelot and the tribes. And without half our garrison ended up burnt or on the stake for treason or some other nonsense. Meanwhile, I can't afford to target any of them myself, or it would complicate the situation even further. As you see, you're the only one that can do it. So I leave the choice to you. Wise decision. Good luck. You go ahead and I'll placate the horns and make sure the men don't suspect anything, yeah?
Do you now? Oh, I'm intrigued. Go on. What appears to be the problem? And I gather it was supposed to happen? No, don't worry, I'm not judging. What you do in your spare time is between you and your conscience. Anyway, please continue. Aha, one of those. They used to be very popular back in the day. A few friends of mine once spent weeks trying to decide what they thought would be the best prank in history. They had everything. A charred scroll and a malicious spirit trapped and ready to summon. Then they even came up with their own potion. Oh, poor sods. Funny you should say that, because a lot of the elders thought as much. Doing pranks like that was usually heavily discouraged, which was probably one of the reasons why they became so popular. Oh, well, they decided to check if it worked. Unfortunately, it turned out that the spirit was angrier than expected, and that the potion made a person more susceptible to possession. To this day, I'm glad I was too busy to end up disemboweled on the forest floor. God's damned southern druids. I dread to think what they were doing in that place. Don't worry, it's probably nothing a good cleansing can't fix. I guess I could, but what's in it for me? Now you're talking. If you don't mind, I'll take my payment up front. Splendid. Meet me at the Cromlech. I will need your assistance with the ritual. Earth beneath me, sustaining all life. Air around me, inspiring all life. Fire above me, infusing all life. Water within me, soothing all life. Bring deep peace to this sacred site. Deep peace of the quiet earth to this sacred site. Deep peace of the flowing air to this sacred site. Deep peace of the shining stars to this sacred site. Deep peace of the rolling waves to this sacred site.
You have no right to be here. Do you really think you can cleanse the great Cromlech with your filthy soul? Pathetic.
Who do you think you are? My soul will do just fine, arrogant wretch.
You'd know a thing or two about arrogance, wouldn't you, Drest? I see you haven't changed one bit.
Knowing my name doesn't give you any right to claim familiarity with me.
Oh, I know more than just your name. After all, you once called me your little sprout. I was only a child when you left, but I remember you well. I remember the pain and sadness you caused. I even tried writing to you, begging you to come back, hoping it would make everything better. How stupid I was.
Iona? Is it really you? By the gods. What have you done to yourself?
What have I done to myself? This is all your fault. And you shouldn't put any faith in this one, unless you want to be stabbed in the back.
Iona, please, it doesn't have to end like this. We can find another way to help you.
I don't want another way. I want you dead.
My little sprout. I'm sorry. Despite everything Iona told you, you still stood by me. Why? Most of it, yes. I am not proud of what I've done, but I never thought the consequences would be so dire. Sasha, Iona's mother, was a marvel. A true rarity in our lifetime. Female druids are a fascinating subject, yet in most druidic circles, they were treated like nature's mistakes instead of our rightful sisters. I wanted to be different. I wanted to approach her like an equal, and maybe understand how she'd managed to become one of us. Sasha was happy to finally meet a fellow druid who didn't look at her with disgust. She had accumulated a vast amount of knowledge, and she shared it with me, delighted to have someone to discuss things with. We grew close, became lovers. I even tried to be something of a father figure for Iona, although I always felt like she never fully trusted me. Clever girl. Little sprout. Because I realised I was growing complacent. A family, a house, a wee garden. That wasn't what I was meant for. I was supposed to be pursuing knowledge and proving to everyone how wrong they were about everything. But I couldn't face Sasha and admit to it all, so I just left. As for what happened afterwards, I just wanted to share my discoveries with the others, but somehow it made Sasha even less of a person in their eyes. No, I didn't. After the charred conclave, the world became a terrifying place. All I cared about was my own survival. I didn't even spare a thought for Sasha and Iona. I don't want to talk about it anymore, please. A dryad. A phenomenon that occurs when a female candidate doesn't complete the rite of passage. As you saw, they are extremely powerful, yet they are cursed to remain more or less tied to the site of the ritual. I can't help but wonder if the solution Iona discovered would have worked as she claimed. It was not ideal, obviously, but it would still have been a breakthrough. But did it have to end like this? I'm sorry, but if you don't mind, I'd like to be left alone now.
What? Are you here to gawk at the thief? Throw shit at him? Spit on his body? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Cole didn't do it. You don't know? So you're not from around here? I have no idea what brought you to this shithole, but you have my sympathies. As you can see, a man can be hanged here for something he didn't do just because of who he is. All in the name of so-called justice. That bunch of old louts has held some kind of a grudge against us from the moment we arrived. They're pickled in their prejudices around here, so when their stuff started disappearing, it was easiest to cast the blame on outsiders. My husband paid the price. Oh, so I may have spent my entire life with Cole, but it took the keepers and a group of hateful old men to uncover his true nature. That's a good one. Trust me, he wasn't bold enough for theft. When he had a problem, his go-to solution was to run. The keepers have no control over what's happening in this place. The quartermaster just buckled under the pressure of the accusations. They found their thief and dealt with him. Such an admirable efficiency in enforcing the law. But there was a problem. The following morning, there was another theft. Now what are they going to do? Hang us all? You haven't had much to do with other people lately, have you? I'm not sure if the captain even exists, and the quartermaster has buried his head in the sand. The villagers either think it's a conspiracy or they feel someone's made a terrible mistake. Thing is, no one ever admits to terrible mistakes. And we know the truth. Cole didn't do it. That's very kind of you. Something needs to be done. The tension between us, the villagers and the keepers, it's becoming unbearable. Tomorrow, someone else may hang.
Bloody hell. Look at this. The old place is in a shambles. Bunch of decrepit old coots. They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. But I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here. And who are you? What you want? You another one of Daragh's freeloaders? I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. Oh, it's worth shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, So, what you want? One day my boy got it into his stupid head that old Goban is ill. Bullshit. They're all telling me I should do something about it, or else I'm done for. I'll be dead as a doornail in no time. Like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I served my time. I lived my life. And now you can all kiss my arse. So there. Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs, no idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me, so there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag all the time. Yeah, right. He better focus on his job. Why so nosy, eh? Bring me something to drink and then maybe we can talk. Now we can talk. I used to be a builder, the best one this side of AVALON. Hell, maybe even on this whole island. You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get me started. You used to come here with a mission, not to run away from your bloody mother. Nowadays, lads get brought here by their own kin when they've had enough of them. Or they think the horns can hide them from the law. No, back in my day there was none of this scum. I came here to serve. My girl cried when I left her, but I've always known this is where I wanted to be. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody bun in the oven? By the time the wean was born, I was already planning the lighthouse's construction. Heck knows what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore, and I don't stick my nose in anyone else's business.
Stale fish? Yeah. Look around. You're in the capital of fresh fish. Unless you're buying from Heffen. I can't vouch for him. Here though, take your pick. All today's catch.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place is already crawling with your lot. It's like a Camelotian privy after a feast. In my day, you only saw old familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all love each other, but a local is a local. It was easier to share with others, even when you didn't have much. A problem? No. No problem, just rambling to myself. But now that I look at you, sure enough, you don't look like one of them. You asking me? They came here and made themselves at home. I ain't talking to any of them. I don't know, but you can put something on the table. And then maybe we can talk. Thank you. That's better. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg, and it all kinda fell apart. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking to us. We went to his house to get him, but he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate, do you feel like talking to an old obla? I feel bad for him, but I've got no more patience. And Finley? Let's just say Finley's no good at this stuff. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg used to sit by the sea. Let me know what's wrong with him.
I knew that sooner or later someone would come here with this. The thefts haven't stopped. Yes, I know that. I've already heard all about it from both the pissed-off veterans and the confused refugees. It's not easy for me to admit, but nobody, including me, really knows what's going on. It looks like we screwed up majorly. But I see you've already decided to get involved in this mess. And you're not even from here. Great. That's just what we needed. There's no way I can dissuade you, is there? But maybe a fresh perspective is exactly what we need. You should start with those who got robbed. Hefen, Finley, and Ron. There are also the refugees. You should talk to them too. Come back to me only if you find solid proof. I mean it. We can't afford to hang another innocent. Shit, she's right. We're not even sure that man had anything to do with the thefts. I'll get Tiernan to do something about it. That man's body dangling right next to the village can only make this entire situation even worse. Yes? Who are we hanging this time? What part of me needing solid proof didn't you understand? Come back when you know enough to tell me what really happened.
You must have questions, and I still have time. Speak. He found me himself. He made contact with her nest. She deals with the acquisition of various goods. The captain is not a person who inspires confidence. Not among the Dal Riata, at least. He uses flowery speech to paint incredible visions. But it's not enough to persuade us. For us, that's the substance that matters, not the style. Nest had him figured out, and it took me a year before I decided to meet him and hear his ideas. If someone lets themselves be called in and present, they no longer belong with the Dal Riata. We accept only one reason for leaving one's tribe: death. I don't doubt it. Yet, that still wasn't enough. I doubt your friend will find shelter among the tribes. But if they find his body, they'll bury it with respect. Provided, of course, that he died in battle. Every society has its laws. Ours doesn't know accept weakness. Ah, yes. We ended up there looking for a place for a camp. It was quite a coincidence. Get acquainted with what you find inside. I won't force any judgment on you. However, I believe you will know what to do next. I understand. I used to be like you. But I'm afraid that trying in vain to stay neutral would be an even worse solution. If you have any other questions, you know where to find me.
Keep your wits about you. You'll regret this. What a wimp! Is that supposed to hurt? Take that, fool!
Dozens of the best Dal Riata warriors are holding the temple.
I'm sure that when Galahad arrives, we will be able to defeat them together. I know it won't be easy, but it is the only way.
Can't you see that One Eye will stop at nothing to destroy Kamelot and all its representatives, including us?
I wouldn't expect anything else from that bunch of savages. What they consider their greatest power is, in fact, their greatest weakness. Their blind fury is no match for the tactics of Camelot's army.
What bloody tactics? What are you on about? It's like talking to a bloody wall. You're here, finally. Tell me you have good news, or I'm gonna lose it.
What?
Phew. One less thing to worry about.
Traitor! You are both traitors!
Fearghas, calm down. For obvious reasons, I couldn't tell you anything about this, and judging by your reaction, I were right. You have to understand, it were the only reasonable solution to the situation we're in.
Reasonable? No reason could excuse such treachery.
Not even a full-blown war between Kamelot and the tribes unfolding on our territory, in the haze of the weirdness as well.
Kamelot is our sovereign. Sovereigns don't betray their subjects, and the subjects shouldn't betray their sovereigns. We have served Kamelot since the foundation of the Horns of the South. If we are to fall, we should fall under Kamelot's banner.
Please, just stop that drivel. Kamelot decided we can't handle our orders. And we can't, because instead of sending us decent recruits, they send drunkards, scum, and thieves. Anyone who are left in the villages after the army has already taken the ones who are any use. And what do Kamelot do? They send the butcher to motivate us. And how does Galahad motivate people?
But...
Do you really want people to burn on the stake because their boots weren't shiny enough, do you?
I won't listen to this anymore.
Phew, that wasn't so bad. He feels slighted, and we need to give him time to think it over, but I'm sure he'll eventually understand. Thank you for the help. Without you, this could have ended tragically. Now, I have to figure out how to deal with the tribes, but in a way that works for us. And I have to explain all of this to my men. I don't know which of those things will be more difficult, to be honest. Yes, you were sent here by Caradoc. Where is he, anyway? He probably did. And what did he send you here for? Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it. How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows. But if Caradoc sent you here, I think I know what he might have wanted you to try. You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, is nearby. Have you seen the old gong in the Sunken Village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. Well, none of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens during the ritual. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, I mean, when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know you've been deemed worthy. Unfortunately, The gong is broken, so first you'll need to find a way to fix it. And since it's made of Wyrdsteel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Osbryht should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with Wyrdsteel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Of course, they tried. It turns out that the keepers who passed the ritual could hold it longer than anyone else. Maybe it'll be enough for what you need, and maybe something entirely different will happen. It's your risk and your decision. Well, I'm not going to lie. From what I've heard, many people never woke up. They fell into eternal slumber, so that's why we abandoned the tradition. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them ever wanted to say exactly what happened there. Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I already told you everything I know. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favour. If you need anything from the old captain, you know where to find me.